negative energy that shut me off. No warning at all, not even a lag. It just clicked off to my home screen, which was pretty shocking. So if you're still here, great. If not, I am very sorry. Okay, I'm going to continue my reading. If you guys find this later, great. But as I was saying, if you have lost somebody and you realize they're not really gone, you've conquered it all. You realize that there is no real loss, because with every loss, there's a gain. Okay? So with every loss that you will have a gain. You're never really losing anybody or anything. You're never really losing yourself. You've only become better and wiser and stronger. And that's for the better, guys. Do they dream of us, though? Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? I just had dreams last night of that person. I have all kinds of crazy dreams. You bet your tail that they do. You bet your tail that they do. Whenever you are having a twin or a soulmate, you must realize that you guys are going to dream of each other often. You're going to be in contact with each other. You're going to spiritually be able to telepathically communicate. You have all sorts of gifts that are going to help you get in touch with this person. All sorts of gifts. So my point being there, when you have overcome the madness, and you have overcome yourself, and you have overcome the world with temperance, you have found the real meaning of healing. You have become tempered. You have become balanced. You know who you are. You know what you're here for. And you're able to face any adversity with so much strength and wisdom. You're always on top of the world at this point. This is moksha. This is enlightenment. This is the moment when you have literally let that shit go. Right, guys? This is that moment. This is that moment. When you have really let the communication go, you will find your relationships going to happen. You will find unions going to happen. What's best? Oh, the best way to deal with Cancer, although all they do is cast illusions. I'm stuck in a magic show. Okay, well, Marco, with Cancer, they're very emotional. They are connected emotionally to the past. They will not let go. They're very intertwined and very, very, very emotionally connected to the past. Cancerians are the kind of people that when they have a memory of something that happened in the past, they can literally put themselves back in time and put themselves in that moment, in that energy, and feel it all over again. These are the kind of people that can think of something that hurt them even 10 years ago and get so engrossed in the memory and the feelings that they will actually start to cry and shake and feel what they felt then. They're very spiritual, intuitive, psychic people, but they're very much an empath. They feel the energy. You know how fish or sharks or whoever can be in the water and they feel a ripple a mile away. They know what it is. They know what kind of fish, where it's at, if it's alive or dead, if it's bleeding, if it's wounded, whatever. They're on it. A Cancerian is the same way. They can sense an issue a mile away, way before you can. And they're very emotionally attached to the past. So they do struggle with letting go, which is another reason why they have the Cancer clause. They can't let go. They do have to overcome. You're right. How can that be overcome? I'm just like her. It's, again, mastering yourself. This is for and I'm a Cancer sun in tropical, so I can totally relate. How I have learned to overcome this was very unfortunate. I'm not thrilled with the way I have overcome things because it's in my path. And I also feel that the universe has decided to put me here with as much loss as I have so I can help others deal with loss and learn how to let go. I've obviously lost my father and 2 spouses, cousins, friends, grandparents, all kinds of people I've lost. And it's not just from a natural death, it's from murders. People that have violently taken my loved ones from me. And I've had to let go and forgive the people that murdered them. That's the kicker. I've had to overcome anger and vengeance. Okay? I've had horrible visions of doing extreme damage to these people, capturing them and cutting off their limbs and making them bleed to death and stuffing things in their mouth that should never be able to reach that far, and watching them see their family be killed. Like, I've had horrible visions of anger and vengeance. Anyways, I've had to overcome these feelings. I've also had to overcome that good old-fashioned, why did God take them from me? And those stupid sayings that I hate. God needed another angel and another flower in his garden. Best. Please, shove it. That's a crock of shit. The point is, death happens. Reality happens. We live in a world that is not protected by fairies and rainbows and archangels spare us from our misery. If we cry out and believe, they're going to spare us. I've had to come through the fact that we realize even in the Bible it says and it promises, and Jesus said, you will not overcome adversity. The world you will have to overcome, but first the world is going to try to overcome you. And remember, you know, when they've come against you, remember first that they came against me. So this is a earth. Earth is a school, and earth is a place of torment a lot of the time. It's also a place of rebirth and beauty. It is literally heaven and hell. It is dark and light. You have the sun and the moon. You have growth and you have death. We're not going to escape it. And the first moment we realize we are not going to escape adversity, we are not going to escape death, and we're not going to escape loss, and we're not going to escape differences between me and my loved one, right? That's you guys. Marco, the minute you realize that this person is going to always be different, you're never going to be on one accord all the time, you'll be able to laugh and smile with the ups and the downs. When she, who, like you said, is a Cancerian and cannot let go of the past, when she realizes and overcomes that the past is a beautiful memory and it is one to be relished and loved, but you must also overcome your natural ability to stay stuck in the past and force yourself in a very uncomfortable way. You must do that. You must do that. She must overcome that, and she will. But this, again, is overcoming yourself, overcoming your natural inhibitions, overcoming your natural state of being. You don't want 3D, light feminine. I have a DM every day in front of my face, day and night, and he hurts me. He just keeps on hurting me. Okay, so I would suggest, light of divine feminine, that your task on this earth is to overcome the desire to have that person and look at them with the happiness that at least you can see them, but you don't have them. When you've accepted your loss, the Five of Pentacles, when you've accepted your dark night of the soul, and you've embraced that it's gone, and there's death, there's still beauty in the loss, you're okay. You also want to say that if you don't like being here in the third dimension, that is a very high symptom of being an enlightened being. But I can promise you, and I'm different than most everybody who does talk about dimensions and spiritual enlightened people, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to be a realist from my heart, how I feel from as a divine person that I am. We are put here on this earth to enjoy this earth, not run from it. We are put here to love and nurture this planet and all its death and loss and glory and beauty. And a lot of enlightened people that didn't want to be reincarnated in the first place struggle with loving this earth. They struggle with being here because they want to go home where it's lighter, where these where seeing people suffer isn't here, where seeing children being raped and kidnapped isn't here, where seeing the earth burn up isn't here, where seeing pollution isn't here, where seeing people have self-hate and destruction and murder isn't here. That's a very difficult cross to carry. And a lot of enlightened people struggle with carrying this cross, carrying this burden. But do you see why? We're put here to find strength, so we can be the world's strength. We can be the world's strength. If you've ever looked into anybody's eyes and you know they've overcome something and they're not scared of anything, not even death, that kind of scares you. You're like, damn, there's nothing I could do to this person. And a lot of Christians carry that power. I'm not personally Christian, but I used to be. But I will say a lot of Christians that are evangelists, and they go out into other countries and they preach, and they have no fear of death. Even if a murderer wants to come to them and kill them, they will say, please, do so. You can kill me, but I will always love you. You can cut me into 1,000 pieces. You can hurt even my family, and I'm not saying I'm that strong, but you can hurt even my family, and I will still die loving you, because I have the heart of Jesus. I have the heart of God in me. Those people carry a very divine light inside of them, and they are not of this world. They are an enlightened being. They carry the heart of God inside them. They carry the heart of the universe with them everywhere they go. They are God walking. They are spirit in body form. And that is an enlightened being. There's no fear. No fear. And we kind of have to be in that same sense where we have no fear. No fear of death. No fear of loss. No fear of no communication. Fear of not hearing them. No fear at looking at something that really hurts us. I don't even know if I've ever even truly overcome all those adversities. That would be an extremely enlightened being. But I am working on it. But I do know that is the way. I may not have overcome all these things, but I am able to talk about that is the way. A lot of people are confused about the twin flame journey and are confusing the title with soulmates. Yeah, there is a very big difference. There's a very big difference. Soulmates and twin flames. We actually have a few soulmates, Soulmates are different. Soulmates are people that you're destined to be reincarnated with and meet and have some kind of learning lesson, some kind of class here. You're meant to be with them. Some people are meant to be with their soulmate forever and never have a twin at all in this lifetime. That's a completely different journey. It's also spiritual. It's also a spiritual journey. Are you kidding me? Soulmates? Hello? Spiritual journey. But that's not the only spiritual journey. There are people that have a twin flame, which, how many people on this planet are born twins? Not many. How many people know that you can have twins if you are a twin? That, it travels down your genes. You're genetically connected to having twins in your life, and it's a genetic thing. The same with twin flames. You've been reincarnated more than once. You could have been a different person in a different life, but I only believe that it's a switching of the male and female role. The yin and the yang. Now, if a lot of people disagree with me and you think that you can be a twin as a friend, you can meet a twin flame friend, I don't quite believe that. or, you know, I just don't. Can you be the same sex? It's possible. It's possible. I'm not going to sit here and claim I'm God and I know everything. But I do know one thing for certain. And you can go to your own judgments about twin flames wherever you want to go with what I'm going to say. I do know for 100% that in order to be a twin flame, you must have some kind of a spiritual or physical sexual relationship. I do not feel you can truly be a twin flame without that Kundalini connection. It is where you see the two snakes intertwine into each other. Like on the medical sign that you guys see on that, the little snakes crossing in and out together, spiraling together, intermingling, intertwining together. You cannot do that. Can you imagine having a twin flame and not being able to be connected in that way? To not be connected? To just be friends and be able to be twins and not connect on that level? Remember this one thing. When you're a twin flame, you are one soul. You are one spiritual being. And you became so powerful in one lifetime or another. You became so enlightened that in order to learn another lesson, you literally had to split yourself. This is Ketu. You literally had to split yourself in half. Your soul. That's why they call it soul sewing. Sometimes you have to re-sew your soul together. You are who you are, this world, what things are, you're powerful in your knowledge. You almost hit the glass ceiling. You had to come here, split yourself up so you can find yourself again. Because you lost yourself when you found yourself. Now you got to go find yourself again, if that makes any sense. So now it's a very difficult journey because you're one of the very rare people that have the unfortunate, in my opinion, the unfortunate journey to find enlightenment and moksha and yourself again by overcoming the world, overcoming yourself, overcoming your own desires, overcoming a certain part of yourself. You can be together as one again. So you can be the ultimate enlightened being again. So it's like Ketu. He destroys to bring it up again. So at one point, it makes no sense. Oh gosh, how do I explain this, guys? At one point, how do I make sense of this? Let me see if I can give an example or some kind of a picture. How do I do this? Let me see. I'm just going to use these two things, I guess. Okay. You have a masculine and a feminine side. You have a yin and yang. You're one. You're one person. You went through all your lifetimes, one person. I'm balanced, I'm whole, I'm just me. That's why a lot of karmics or soulmates say, we always have our masculine and feminine. We're always in union with our masculine and feminine side. The karmics and people that are not twins, they are always masculine and feminine. They do have that connection with their side. The twin flames are unfortunate. They're different. You have now been separated. You are no longer a balanced person. You're no longer a balanced person. You are only feminine or you are only masculine. And you will find as a twin flame that you are overly emotional or overly masculine. You will find as a twin flame that you never fit in with the whole world because you were never 50-50. You were always 100% feminine, 100% masculine. Masculine twin flames struggle with their feminine side because it's not there. It's a ghost. Because their feminine side is way over here living another life in Texas and they're in California. Or whatever. And the feminine is feeling completely lost and helpless and programmed to depend on a man because she's completely feminine. She is programmed that she needs a man. She needs this. She needs strength. She needs control. She needs people to control her. She needs people to tell her what to do. She's very nurturing and emotional, and she wants a family. And she wants her complete femininity. And on this twin flame journey, because you are half of a person and half of a person, and I do yourself, but you have to find your other half. You're missing your masculine side over here, and he's missing his feminine side over here. So at the right time, as you have learned your life lessons, your karmic lessons, you can meet each other at the right time when you're supposed to meet. And like a flash of lightning, bam, you guys feel 100% 10 of cups and whole. You feel like yourself. They make you feel more like yourself than you've ever felt in your life. You felt like you're 100% you. You feel complete. You feel whole. It's like you never knew this was missing until you found them. This is that moment where you met. You met, you were supposed to meet. And then all of a sudden, because you've been half of a person and he's been half of a person, you have now been triggered, which is basically you've been given a taste of masculine energy, and he's been given a taste of feminine energy. And it feels new and scary. And reality is shocking. And both of you are now triggered. And you have freaked out. And you don't know how to sit in this energy. So a lot of people are triggered, and they go back to Ketu, to what they know. And they go back to themselves, and they try to hash this out. They try to figure this out. But now, like sticking two stickers together, they're both sticky on one side. You stick them together, and you rub them tightly. And then you try to peel apart the stickers. This is the Kundalini example. You guys have now had your Kundalini bonding. Now you can try to pull apart your sticker. It's going to come out 100% smooth. A little piece of you is stuck to him, and a little piece of him is stuck to you. Now you're left in that energy. You are left with a piece of this person forever. That's why you can telepathically communicate. That's why you're connected. That's why you can sense things going on with them. You can feel if they're having a physical ailment. You can feel if something's wrong. It's like you're there, but you're not there. You know when it's the right time to call, to see them. You almost know when they're coming even before they come. This is like all of a sudden you've been awakened to your psychic abilities. You're both awake now. You've been triggered. You've met. You know your other half. And now this is the moment of meeting and triggering. Now you're meant to perfect yourself. Conquer the things that you've been lacking. For the feminine is to conquer herself, to find strength, to be a person that can say yes or no to people, to someone that is taking action. Complete fire energy, okay? I'm just going to say fire. The water must learn fire, and the fire must learn water. I'm just going to keep it simple like that, okay? Fire must now become water, and water must become fire. This is why we have temperance. Where the heck is temperance? Wherever. I don't know. Let's just use these two examples. The fire is masculine, the water is feminine. They must be combined. You guys, and this is why at the beginning of my reading 3 videos ago, you had to have 2. You had to have the 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, okay? You had to have those 2. You had to have the 2 of Cups. You have to have the 2 of air. You must work together in tandem. You must be on one accord. You must be strengthened. And it's very difficult. Is it impossible? No. You ever saw those Star Wars movies where they have like they have a scope and they have this little dot in the middle of the scope and they're trying to hit a target somewhere and it's like moving around. They're in a plane or in a spaceship and they're like, they got to hit this dot, right? Let's say they got to hit this dot. And here's the scope. If my stupid screen wasn't lagging as much as it is. Here's the scope, and it's not staying still where they can shoot and aim and hit the target. It's constantly moving around. It's like, oh my gosh, how am I going to hit this target? Every time what? Oh, there it is. Oh no, that's not the target. This is what's constantly going on with the twin flames. It's movement. It's difficult. It's still possible. And just like a magic moment in a movie, boom, you're going to save the day and hit that target. No matter the movement, you will find balance. You will come together. You will overcome and be strengthened. The lovers will be one. Your body, your emotions, your spirit, yourself, you will be one again. And you will rejoice and it will feel beautiful and you will have overcome something that not everybody has to overcome. Finding yourself again. That's why a lot of people say when you're on a twin flame journey, you find yourself. That's why a lot of people say this journey is not about union, it's about yourself. It is and it isn't. In a weird way. It is, but it isn't. Because half of you is sitting in another body. Your masculine side of who you are is sitting in another body. And it is so hard for you to overcome yourself because you can't control them. And it is so hard for them to control their feminine, emotional, watery energy because they can't control you. And they can't understand why you're so emotional, and you can't understand how they're not emotional enough. He can't understand why you can't just be decisive. Make decisions, stand up for yourself, be strong, stop being so emotional. He can't understand that. And you can't understand why he's so overpowering. Now, the reason you're a twin and the reason you're meant to overcome this is a very large portion of mental stability. It is not, and here's what the universe wants you to learn while you're here. Overcoming the body. Overcoming the physical realm. The third dimension. The earth. Everything. Overcoming your physical eyes. Learning that you are a spiritual being inside yourself. That you can reach out of your body and speak and talk and touch this person without the physical totality actually being there in front of you. It's being alive and moving and growing and being a being outside of this body and connecting to the fifth dimension without your hands, eyes, ears, nose, mouth. You don't need any of that to do that. You can be a completely paraplegic, completely paralyzed person and be moving around and doing things spiritually. And this is what we're here to learn, that we are going to overcome our body. We are going to overcome this physical reality and this earth and the programming and whatever's put in front of us. And we are mentally and psychically and spiritually more powerful. We are not here to physically overcome our bodies. We are here to overcome our mind. And that's why, if I hope I made sense in this insane reading, the fears and the anxieties that we have, that's why we're meant to overcome them. Because a lot of earth people have let their fears and thoughts and anxieties overcome their body. We are learning as twin flames to overcome the mind and the body. And in so, when we find this balance, we have overcome ourselves and we will be one. We will have attracted our other half. We are now one. We are now in union. You can breathe. You can be at peace because, again, like I'm going to say, nothing scares you. You're not in fear of losing union. You're not in fear of having them, losing them, keeping them, talking to them, not talking to them. You're not in fear. You're no longer in fear. You're completely 100% yourself. And when you find this balance inside you, you're indestructible. That's why you're a twin flame. That's your journey. Not everybody has it. I hope that made sense, guys. That was insane. Robert Peter, I'm sorry if it doesn't. I tried my absolute best. I hope you can find someone that can explain it better than me. But that's how I feel, and that's because I've had to have so much loss that, you know, I'm not an expert guru. Okay, but I know the way. And I'm not always doing the way, but I know the way. Okay? So let's do this. Okay? Now I'm going to pull some cards here for those that are in contact. And what's the difference? Even though I think I kind of already explained the difference. I'm not saying any relationship is more perfect than the other. But I am saying that the people that are in contact are conquering their fears. They are conquering their codependency. They're conquering their own self-doubts and, you know, whatever haunts them. They're mastering that, and then the communication is flowing. The communication is flowing. And it's not always your fault, or it's just one person. It's maybe both people are conquering it. Maybe both people are working on it, okay? Maybe it doesn't just take one person. Sometimes it just takes, like I said, the two. My suggestion for you that has twins, that one person is doing more work than the other, and you feel one person is letting you down, there is candle work. There is prayers. Remember, you're praying for yourself. That's your other half. Even though they're in a different body. Okay? That's why the Kundalini is so important. When you sexually, even mentally sexually or physically sexually, get physical with the other body, your one self becomes intertwined. You are more at peace, and you have balance, and you exchange information, and you transfer feelings, and you can even transfer strength. You can transfer healing. That's why a lot of you are healers. You can transfer the energy you're building in this lifetime, and you can heal them. You can help them out. Okay? So there is things you can do. You can't make up their mind for them, but you can help them out. Karina, my twin has a karmic partner who is his mom. Karina, I don't know if I could agree with that. I can agree 100% on my channel. I can agree 100% that that's a soulmate. A soulmate is his mom. 100% can agree with that. I can even agree with, in one lifetime they were married and now they've come back in the form of mother and son. I can even agree with that. But I have a very hard discerning belief to believe that twin flames, which is one person, can be a mother and son, because the sexual side of this is so important. The physical touch, the sexual bonding. That's why the twin flame cards is Adam and Eve, Jesus and Mary Magdalene. There's something here that is the DNA bound and connected, and I just can't. I don't know. If you feel that is possible, please show me in the comments a link to a book that I can read, or something that can help me understand that. Because I just can't. I just can't comprehend that. And my screen is lagging again. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Can you guys still hear me talking? Because the little circle is spinning on my page, and I hope that YouTube's not going to cut me off again. I certainly hope not. Oh, Steph, I think she said it. They're a karmic. I don't know. I read twin. That's what I read. Let me go back and just double check. I can't find it now. Let's see. How do you always know when we need a positive push to keep moving forward? April, it's a feeling I get. I don't know. Maybe because I'm going through the same thing and I know people that are going through it. I just feel like there's a calling for me to speak up. My twin has a karmic partner who is his mom. It's hard. Karina, I'm sorry. I misread that. My apologies, hun. My bad. My bad. Obviously, it's hard for me to read the screen when I'm over here doing readings. I'm so sorry. My bad. Karina, you're right. I'm wrong. Let me fix the camera here and see if that helps. Okay, well, I'm still seeing the thing circle around and around, but I'm going to keep going. Whew. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so I'm going to pull cards now for the people that are in communication. And I feel like this should be a different video because I have a very strong feeling this is just going to cut off. It keeps circling like this, guys, on the screen. And I have a feeling, boom, it's just going to go to a black screen again. So I am going to end this stream and I will go live on the next stream because I'm afraid. I don't want it to get stupid and messed up again. Do you guys have any questions before I click off? Because I'm not sure if everyone's going to go to the next one. I think his soulmate is his karmic's grandson. He is no longer with the karmic, but has relations to a grandpa for her grandson. It really bothers me, and I feel awful for even admitting it. Oh. It happens, hun. I mean, these are these things that we have to overcome. All these things. And it just started raining. Yay, beautiful. Okay. Well, I'm going to go click on to the next live. Okay? Because I don't trust this. Okay? So the next live will be people that are in communication. Whatever communication that means. For you people that are in communication, what do the cards have to say? And we will go ahead and take a look at that. The reasons you're in communication, why you are in communication, what you're doing to get communication, and what you can see coming in the near future with your communication. Okay, guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being with me. Remember, this is a journey.